Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host Sam, and we are back again with another one. We've got an exciting show for you people. So many breaking news to cover, and some of the exciting news that we're going to be talking about. We have some interesting debates that we're going to be covering in this podcast. So do me a favor, join in. If you're enjoying this, click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. We are back again, like I'm saying, and this is the transfer roundup show. Let's get into the video. So we're going to be starting to talk about Chelsea, as it has looked like Chelsea is actually the Robin Hood of Premier League. When I mean the Robin Hood is that it seems like they're just giving. They don't care if you are the competitor, if you are what, they're just giving. Do you know, let me tell you something interesting that you people don't know. Chelsea finished the number 12 in the Premier League, but they've given the number 1 team, the number 2 team, and the number 3 teams some of their best players. That is crazy. That is crazy, insane. Only number 4 did not get, but 3 teams in the Premier League who finished number 1, 2, and 3 have been given the best players that Chelsea have ever created. Maybe they might not have performed last season, but in their certain seasons that they were actually playing so well, these players. So I really don't know how you actually have to give the word name that you can give Chelsea in explanation of what they are really doing in the Premier League. It seems like it's that club that gets players and they give them to that team before they actually realize how much potential the players carry. They did that with Mohamed Salah. They did that with Kevin De Bruyne. Look at what Kevin De Bruyne has now done at City. Look at what Mohamed Salah has done at Liverpool. Now, they continue with the same motto of giving others the best that they have so that other people can do better. They now did it again with Manchester United today after a done deal was confirmed with Mason Mount. So they did that again with the Kai Havertz to Arsenal after it was also confirmed with the Kai Havertz as well. By the way, don't go far away with the way when I talk about Chelsea, because there is something that I need to talk about when it comes to Chelsea and Arsenal. We talk about rivalry, but I'm worried if that is even a rivalry. So I would want you guys to just tune in and see. So we're going to be talking about this image. I hope you see it on the connect. We're going to be talking about this image. We need to talk about that picture. So anyway, let's just move away from that. That'll be later on into this show. So let's get into this one. So the outgoings of Chelsea, I'm gonna go with them, all of them, the ones that actually produced money. Remember, N'Golo Kante went for free, and also I think Aspilicueta went for free. But the people that actually brought money into Chelsea, Kai Havertz, you know how much he brought, around close to 70, 60 something with Chelsea, with Arsenal, and Mason Mount to Manchester United, the recent one, 55 going to 60. We have Mateo Kovacic around the 30, going maybe to 35 with Manchester City. We have Kalidou Koulibaly, who went to Saudi Arabia. Edu Mendy, Loftus-Cheek, who went to AC Milan. Ziyech, who also went to Saudi Arabia. The total of the amount that Chelsea have actually been able to retain from these players, it's 208. That's 208 million pounds. That is so much money, and that will do so well in terms of their financial fair play, because they have been really hunting them and they've been going so much onto them that they needed to do something. And if one really looks at it, the deals that they've done has put them into what we call a safety net, which means that they can go after some of the players that they're being linked with, and not all of them, but some, so that they remain in this good grace, because I knew that the financial fair play was coming to eat them alive. But the money that they've been able to accumulate, able to use, I don't know, should I call it the English checks, to try by all means to get the transfers done, to get the money in, has been amazing. And I, for myself, have to put some respect on them. And it looks like it worked so well. So what are Chelsea going to do with this man that they've just made? Well, I'm going to tell you. So according to Fabrizio Ramon, Chelsea are said to will be attacking for Caicedo deal, and now after finishing the Mason Mount deal to Manchester United, they are now going to go into this deal with everything. By the way, something side note that you need to take from this: Manchester United never really entered into the Caicedo deal. It was just rumors that were being taken out to try to put pressure into Chelsea into agreeing the Mason Mount deal. But now it has been agreed. It means Chelsea now have the finance and they can now go after the players that they feel like can strengthen the team. And they believe that Caicedo is one of those players. So we have to keep an eye on that. It's really gonna be exciting. And like I'm saying, this is an interesting stack that we got today. Talking about Chelsea as well. Do you know 2021 Chelsea won the Champions League? 2021 Chelsea won the Champions League final against Manchester City. Of that team that played against Manchester City, the first team that won with Thomas Tuchel, only 3 players are left into the Chelsea squad of that team that won the Champions League against Manchester City, namely Reece James. The other one is this guy, what's his name? The left back, what's his name? Oh, the one was injured. What is his name? I'm trying to remember him. The left back. Then the last one has to be, and the last one is Thiago Silva. So it is Reece James. Then we have the left back. I'm trying to remember his name. The word is just out there. The British player who came from, is it Leicester City? Yeah, I think it's Leicester City. Then Thiago Silva. Those are the only 3 players that are left. Mason Mount to United. Antonio Rudiger to Real Madrid. Mendy went to Saudi Arabia. Kai Havertz is going to Arsenal. Aspilicueta not yet confirmed, but it might be Inter or something like that. Golo Kante, Saudi Arabia. Jorginho to Arsenal, and Timo Werner to RB Leipzig. Imagine. That is just crazy. But that's one thing I can confirm with you when it comes to that. So I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about Chelsea making deals with the Devils? That's how I feel. It's like making deals with the devil, letting all the players that made them successful at a certain point, some of the best players that have made them the Chelsea that we've come to love and known, all of them have left. Imagine that. I have to come and give that stake to a team like Chelsea. I'm confused, but we'll keep you updated with whatever that happens. But it's crazy. Do me a favor, click the like button and subscribe to the Connect as we continue. Manchester United. So breaking news, like I've already said it in the Chelsea part. Breaking news: Mason Mount is red. So Mason Mount has signed for Manchester United for a fee that goes from 55 then plus 5 million in add-ons. Manchester United did not really want to pay anything crazy, as they've been saying for many weeks. They wanted this deal to happen, but Chelsea were asking for crazy amount of money, which forced them to slow them down, because they discovered that United were not going to go anywhere, and the player made it clear that the only club he wants to go to is Manchester United. So it means that there was never going to be a bidding war, because the player had already said where he wanted to go. So that forced the Chelsea to come down and say, okay, let us be calm. We have wishes, we have dreams, but them dreams are not going to come to flourishing, because the player only has one mission to go. Chelsea itself did not even want Mason Mount to go, but Mason Mount wanted to leave the club because he felt like he was really being underappreciated at the club. Maybe that has to do with what Potter did. He really made him look like he was not even a player, and Frank Lampard could not even save it. Even though he's the one who brought him into the Chelsea team, he didn't have enough to even try to convince him to stay. So he's gone, the player is gone. One thing that I can tell you is that he's going to be making a bag of money at Manchester United. It's been believed that he'll be making 250k a week. Plus, if there are bonuses into those weeks, it will go as high as the 300k, which means that the amount that Chelsea were trying to offer Mason Mount, which was 200k a weekend, with the bonuses it will go to maybe 250. So it means it was just a valuation of around 50 to to 100k. That's why they could not reach into an agreement of a new deal. He wanted more, they wanted to give less, and things just went on, and that was it. So he goes to Manchester United. According to some rumors that I did come up to, it looks like Mason Mount has always been a Manchester United fan. He gets to become the player that he wanted to be. He gets to become what he always hoped to become, a fan who plays for the club. So don't be surprised. He's signing a 5-year contract with an option to a 6th. So the contract will end in 2028. So there is going to be more time to see what's going to be happening here. But we will have to wait and see what happens. But congratulations, United. You got your player. So now you have Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and Mason Mount. The legs you have been crying on that Christian Eriksen doesn't have, now you have them in Mason Mount. But that's not the only part you want to strengthen. According to the reports we are being told, Manchester United are already talking to suitable goalkeepers if anything that they're hoping from De Gea contract does not happen. Remember, they offered David De Gea a contract during the season, and when he had actually agreed into the contract, United took the papers and they broke them, and I think they're saying that they're making a new contract, which we are not even yet sure, but I'm sure that as soon as it is 12 o'clock today, or maybe not 12 o'clock, or maybe 12 o'clock tomorrow, David De Gea will no longer have a club. He will be a free agent. So there has to be something that has to be done. So according to what we are being told is that Manchester United, after now they're done with the Mason Mount situation, they're going to be stepping up to try and sign Onana. According to the report, the way it was said was this: Manchester United have stepped up their interest in trying to get Onana now because of the Mount deal is done, and also because there's this uncertainty when it comes to David De Gea and his new contract. Is he going to sign, or is he going to walk away? Is he going to accept that he's going to be the backup, or what? All of these things, I think, are part of the things that have been put into this deal, which we haven't been told that he has been given. He's just waiting. He's just in the age. So we don't really know how that one is going to play out. But the one thing that we've been told is this, which I think is really, really important. Manchester United feels like whatever that happens with the situation between De Gea and United, if he doesn't sign a new contract, they are going to try by all means to ask the player to come so that they get the sending off he deserves, because he is, even though now people go all against him, he's still a club legend for Manchester United. And I do believe he deserves to be given the great credit for what he has done for the club. So we have to wait and see how the situation will play out. But yeah, that's what we're being told. So if things goes well, something could be happening here. But it looks like David De Gea could be on his way out of Manchester United. I don't know if he's only going to be the only one. So it means United wants a goalkeeper. If they don't work on the goalkeeper situation, trust me, they'll be using Dean Anderson as their #1 goalkeeper, and they haven't been using him. Oh, even though David De Gea has been terrible, they haven't been using him. Reason is why? Nobody knows. They even have stopped the player who wanted to leave Manchester United because they are not even certain if De Gea will be the man who will be in the sticks come next season. So there's a lot of craziness that is happening. So it's the one that you have to keep an eye on and see how it's going to play out. But do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. We are going to be moving on to Liverpool, because there's been some interesting developments when it comes to Liverpool. Now all of a sudden FSG are saying that they don't have money. You are confused. Don't worry, we'll get into that part. But we want to talk about the main thing. Dominic, is it Sebastian? I don't even know how to pronounce this word. Is a big target of Liverpool, and it looks like they've stepped up to their interest, and he has jumped into become #1 into the pecking order of how they wanted to do their transfer deals and how they were setting up everything. Now the problem is this: I've been really following this thing for some time. The player has a 70 million euro release clause, something that is still being considered by Liverpool that is too much money. They cannot manage to get a player with that amount of money to pay. So what they've been working on, I think, which is really, really important to focus on, is that they've been working on to try to lower down the fee that that RB Leipzig is asking for. The player himself has made it so clear that he wants to go to Liverpool, and that Newcastle was also one of the clubs that were interested. So there's been some interesting developments over how the situation has been going. So I'm going to be giving you the updated version of what I've been told now. And one of the first updated version that came up about an hour ago was that Liverpool don't have money, and because it looks like that they have a tight budget that they cannot spend that amount of money, it might force them to not go and sign Dominic, because they won't be able to actually cover whatever the graph that was put up. I did not even understood it. It was full of craziness and nonsense. And every Liverpool fan are getting angry because we have been told that this is the summer we build a team. And in the process of trying to build a team, we are being told excuses after excuses, excuses after excuses. Trust me, go watch Craig right now. He's losing it after the FSG. But now there's some clear light that has been coming out, which I don't know. It's really hard for me to believe, but because now the mainstream media, when it comes to the Sky Sports, have already said that this is not going to happen because it could be a tight schedule for Liverpool. But what we're being told is this, and let's see how this progresses in the coming days. And I'm going to just read it to you. What is being said is that Liverpool will wait until the release clause of the player has passed. So we are being told that by the end of tomorrow, if Liverpool don't get the Dominic release clause paid, it will only start to apply in January, which means that it will be now straightforward face-to-face contract negotiations with Leipzig. Now, people might be confused. Why would Liverpool do that when there's a release clause, an easy thing to do? There's the kicker that people have not been told. Whenever there is a release clause in a player's contract, what happens is this. You have an agreement with the player and you want to move them. You are only forced to pay the clause for you to get the player. So if the clause is 10,000, you only pay the 10,000. 10 million, you only pay the 10 million for you to get the player. If it's 70 million euro, like it is in this situation, you have to pay it straightforward 70 million euro for you to get the player out of Leipzig. Now, this is the situation that is, well, really developing so well. Liverpool are being told that they want to let this release clause to pass. And the reason why they want to let the release clause pass is this. Listen to me, you might not have heard this, so it's going to shock you. The reason why they want to let the release clause pass is because they feel that they can get something better when they actually negotiate with the club. The reason why they want to do that is that they want to by all means to keep it at the same price, or maybe try to negotiate well so that it goes lower. But what we're being told is they want to keep it at the same price. The reason why they want to do this while after this release clause due date or deadline is over is because they'll be able, now listen to them, they'll be able to negotiate in payment structures where the fee will be paid in installments over the length of the contract of the player. Listen to me, I'm going to repeat this. They want to allow the release clause to pass, so they want to let the release clause pass so that they don't trigger it, so that they are able to negotiate a payment structure where they'll pay the fee that is needed for the player in installment over the length of his contract. Which means that if this is 70 million euro is what is still being asked by Red Bull Leipzig, they can come to them as that we want to sign this player over 5 years, and we are going to pay you maybe 40 million upfront. Then in the last 30 million that will be left of this 40 million that we're paying you, we are going to divide it into the 5 years we are signing of your player, and we'll pay it all in those 5 years of his contract. And if you want to add a bonus, we might put a bonus on top. But that allows Liverpool to actually pay this deal into their comfort zone, because at this moment, if this is done with the trigger of a release clause, it means the money is to be paid there and then. The release clause, it feels like as much as people take it as a safety net, it is actually something that arrest the payer to the buyer. He doesn't have any flexibility, like the flexibility that Liverpool is trying to create in terms of negotiation, so that they can play it in into installments, which becomes at least a little bit easier for them to actually get this deal done. But if this doesn't work, it means that they are in trouble. So what can change this? Now listen to this next point that I've prepared for you. Liverpool will not trigger the release clause, like I've already told you. The reason why they will, unless, now this is a very key point to hold. They will not trigger the release clause unless if Newcastle intend to do so. So one thing that you have to understand, Klopp and Liverpool wants the player Dominic, and they are not really running into doing this. And they have, I think, according to what we are reading here, it looks like they do have the money to pay, but they want it to do it in a level where they're actually free, there's freedom, and they're able to keep paying it in the installments. That makes it easy. But they can only trigger the release clause if Newcastle intends to do so, which, according to the reports we are being told, it's highly unlikely that Newcastle are going to trigger the release clause of this player because of the money that they've already spent elsewhere, and also the financial fair play, which will be like this onto them. So, I don't know, Liverpool fans, are you really excited over this Dominic thing? Do you think it's still a possibility? Can it happen? According to the rumors we are being told, it's possible. It can still happen. The agreements with the player, it's not going to be a problem because he wants to come to Liverpool and Liverpool wants the player. But they are trying by all means to negotiate and do something that will work well and easier for them. So we'll keep you updated over how this situation will play out. But that's one thing that you have to keep an eye on. Let's see how it progresses. If the release clause, if the release clause deadline is passed, understand that maybe they're trying to negotiate something meaningful. The other news that came out today concerning Liverpool transfers is that Thuram negotiation are moving so well. Remember, the players is still playing in the under 21 Euros. Is it Euros? Yes, under 21 Euros, which is going so well for him. We were told that we did experience a blow because Mano Kone picked up an injury and he went out of the stadium in crashes. Maybe that could be the reason why maybe Liverpool are moving so highly on Dominic now, because Mano Kone, as we thought, is going to be unreliable. It looks like it is so. He's already out. He went out in crashes. But Thuram, on the other hand, has never been injured. Khephren Thuram has never been injured. He's one player who's really fit and is ready to play. So don't be surprised if Liverpool actually go and get the player. According to what we've been told, everything is moving so well. The negotiations with the club, the player's side, it's already done. It looks like it was done a long time ago. It's just a matter of time to wait for the Euros to be over and see what happens. So tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Click the like button and subscribe to the Connect. As we move on to Tottenham Hotspurs. Now what has been happening is this. Tottenham Hotspurs, after signing James Maddison, who was announced, by the way, yesterday, we talked about it. Go watch the other video we did, or the other podcast we covered. What you are being told is this. Tottenham Hotspurs and Højbjerg are both open to the departure of the player this summer. And the reason why they're doing that, it looks like it really, as much as he has been good, it looks like maybe things might not really work out today where they are planning out to, especially with the new manager. What you are being told is that Atletico Madrid are actually interested in getting the player. So I don't know how it's going to play out, what's going to happen, but what you are being told, that you might find that is Pierre or Højbjerg could be leaving to Atletico Madrid. And according to what we're being told, he has a 2-year contract left in his contract. 2 years left in his contract. And if the right amount comes, Daniel Levy will let him go. And both of them, the club and the player, are open to him going. So, I don't know. It's just something to keep an eye on. I don't know how it's going to play out. But as we move on with Tottenham Hotspurs, is Bayern are increasing, and this is very important. They're increasing the bid that they made, which was rejected, to 85 million pounds, and Spurs wants 100 million pounds. So according to what we're being told, Bayern were actually coming to pay around, now when I speak it in euro, 100 million euros, but Spurs are asking for 116 million euro. Is the thing gonna go on? I don't know. It looks like the player wants to go according to what we were told already weeks before. Now the situation is between the negotiations of the teams. If they're gonna be an agreement, if Daniel Levy is gonna be moved to the money that Bayern have actually put on in front of him, we'll see. It has not yet been confirmed that the bid has not yet officially been made, but these are the rumors we have been told. So it's something that you have to keep an eye on. But now I have a question. That I just wanted to find out. Tottenham's Spurs fans, I was listening today on DRS Sports. Many Spurs fans don't want Harry Kane to go. And the reason why they don't want Harry Kane to go is because they believe that they will never find a replacement like Harry Kane ever if he leaves the club. Okay, makes sense. You are emotionally attached to the player. Everyone does that. Everyone in the football world does get emotionally attached to a player. But if he doesn't leave this summer, he's leaving as a free agent next summer. I don't know if that is hitting it. People said if he doesn't leave this summer, he's leaving next season as a free agent. Imagine in this. Okay, this is a crazy world. This crazy world that I'm going to try to create. Yes, Harry Kane gave you 30 goals, which I think were very important to where you finished. But you have a new manager who's looking for new players to try to build something new. He went to ask Harry Kane, do you want to sign a new contract? He doesn't want to. He wants to leave Tottenham Hotspur. You hold on to a player. Of course, Kane is Kane. He always provides. But one thing that people did not notice, we make so much fun of players like Richard Alisson and all these other players, but they never got to play at their well-known best positions because there were already people who are already legends of the club who were playing there. Harry Kane has been playing there for such a long time. He's a legend of Tottenham Hotspurs. And that position he was playing, that's the position that Richard Alisson plays. Now we make fun of Richard Alisson that he hasn't scored the goals, he hasn't done what, but his position was played by another man who scored 30 goals, and we are happy about it. No problems about it. But don't you think that if Harry Kane leaves, this is my thoughts, if Harry Kane leaves, frees up the space, give you the money as Tottenham Hotspurs, you are able to use that money to invest into other places you want to strengthen in the club, i.e. defense, even in the midfield, and also even a striker, just to add another striker, for trying to at least try to create a team that has a winning mentality, just out of one player. Let me tell you something. It happened to Liverpool years ago. Philippe Coutinho, I remember Klopp did not want him to leave. We did not want him to leave to go to Barcelona. But because when the push came to push Liverpool released the player. With his money, they put the money to sign Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, if I'm not mistaken, Fabinho. 3 players who came in, changed the Liverpool. We won our first Champions League under Jurgen Klopp. We won our first Premier League after 30 years. Maybe, just maybe, Tottenham Hotspur fans, holding on to Kane is the reason why you still are failing to win something. Let him go. Create something meaningful with your team. You will be surprised. There is always grass. The grass is always green at the end of the tunnel. You never know. You never know. That's what I'm saying. Just be willing to let go. This emotional attachment of you and your players, it doesn't make sense. Let the player go. He wants to leave. You're holding on to him while he wants to leave. Let him go. You'll be surprised with what you're going to get with your team. This is me. I hope this debate, whatever that I'm saying, makes sense. I would really love to hear your thoughts in the comment section, Tottenham Hotspur fans. The grass could be greener. You'll be surprised what happens if you lose Kane. Anyway, let me move on, people. There's a lot to cover as well. Like, I have to talk about I have to talk about Chelsea. Chelsea. No, Chelsea, I did talk about it. The last club that I'm going to talk about is Arsenal. Yes, people, Arsenal. Like I said, Arsenal have already completed the Declan Rice deal. What we are being told is that the final paperwork is being finalized, everything is being done. I think we are going to be hearing very, very soon in terms of the medicals, when they're going to be booked and when they're going to be done. What we are being told is that they were working on the payment structures, but one thing that they were given, which was a green light, was that West Ham had accepted that deal or that bid that they made, but now they're working on the payment structure and how this is going to go forward and so forth. So that's where we are at the moment. I don't know how the situation will play out. The other news that came out as well from Arsenal was this: Timber to Arsenal could have already been as good as done, because they have already reached the limit that Ajax wanted, and Ajax have accepted according to the rumors, not yet confirmed by the tier 1 reporters, but most of the reporters that we're seeing out there are confirming that Timber and Arsenal, it is already a done deal. And what we're being told of this done deal is this: the player will be moving to Arsenal and he'll be doing his medicals. In fact, we're being told that what in the next few days we would be hearing when the medicals are going to be done and things will be moving on, so forth like that, as well as who? Declan Rice. So it looks like there is something that is working so well with us now, and I'm really proud of it. It looks like they are really moving forward, and they have a mission, they have a vision, and they're working on to achieve their mission. And if your club is doing that, you have to be happy, man. These guys have already put them into the land of relevancy, which, it's a WW term, but you see that they're now in the island of relevance, where they are proving that they are only here to become winners, to create a winning machine under Mikel Arteta, under the stewardship of Mikel Arteta. They believe that they're creating something meaningful. So I'm excited. Let's just watch how the transfer deals goes with Arsenal. But I have a question. Remember, I showed you this picture. I have a question. We talk about rivalries when we talk about teams coming from the same city, same town, that there is this big rivalries that people need to learn about, that it never changes. There is Everton versus Liverpool, and if I check so well, I think there are only two players who came from Liverpool to Everton, and maybe, yeah, I think so. One of them is John Hutchison. I'm not really sure about the other one. Manchester United and Manchester City, I've never heard of a player moving from Manchester United to Man City. If there's one, please let me know, because I've never met him. But these two clubs confuse me every single time. We had Olivier Giroud from Arsenal to Chelsea. We had also other people. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is right now at Chelsea, but a former Arsenal player with a tattoo of Arsenal. David Luiz came from Chelsea, went to Arsenal.